This is chapter number 10, New Empires and Kingdoms. We are going to take all the questions which are possible from this discussion. These are the pictures. We are going to come back to these pictures whenever it is required. The first question is, who composed the Prashasti of Chalukya king Pulkeshin II? So, Chalukya, who were Chalukyas and Pallavas? Because these names are going to repeat, they were big empires. And Prashasti means in praise of. If you are praising someone, or Gungan, Tarif, all praise is written in long sentences. So, where there are various kings on which Prashasti have been written, that is how we came to know about them. We know them about for the inscriptions or by their prashastis. He is Pulkeshin II, and the person who composed it is Ravi Kirti. Ravi Kirti, his name is going to come again and again. Ravi Kirti. Name the place which was the capital of Chalukya. Let me tell you about Chalukyas and Pallavas so that you understand all the scenario. Now, I'm coming to the southern region of India right now. This boundary is Chalukyas. This boundary is Chalukya Empire. And the capital is Aihole, A-I-H-O-L-E, Aihole. And this shaded portion is that portion where the governance was being done. Now coming to Pallav. This yellow boundary is the Pallav Empire boundary. And the center portion which you see is shaded, the Kanchipuram, is the Rajdhani or capital. Harsh also will come again and again. So this is the green boundary showing the area of Harshvardhan's empire. Harshvardhan empires. Coming back to the question, name the place which was the capital of Chalukya rulers. As I just indicated, it's Aihole, A-I-H-O-L-E, Aihole. Among the Gupta rulers, the title of Maharaja Adhiraj was first adopted by Chandragupta. Chandragupta. In this discussion, this chapter, we have talked about Samudragupta. He is the man, Samudragupta. Now, he and his grandfather, in the chapter it is given, Chandragupta is his grandfather. And this Samudragupta, these two, in this chapter it is given, they have attained the title of Maharaja Adhiraj. That means the kings of king, Rajaon ke Raja. Who was the founder of Gupta dynasty? So if you read this chapter, the answer will be different, right? Because it is being said it's Chandragupta I. But we will answer it as Sri Gupta. Why? Because Chandragupta I is the king of India, since this is the time span, and founder of the Gupta Empire. It is okay. But he was the grandson of Sri Gupta. Grandson of Sri Gupta, the first known ruler of the Gupta line. So he was the first ruler of Gupta line, but the founder in the book is given as Chandragupta I. So Chandragupta I, if founder, so you can give Chandragupta I as the founder. But I'm just pointing out the name Sri Gupta just because he was the first ruler. But the answer need to be founder is Chandragupta I. I hope you got the idea. You can change this answer. You can say it's Chandragupta I. I'm just saying Sri Gupta was the first ruler on this line. Why most of the rulers of the time took the title of Maharaja and Maharaja Adhiraja? We say Pujaniya, respectable, most respectable, like all these alankars we give, adjectives we give. Just you want to praise them a lot, like Shri, just in order to show their influence, the strength, the power, the prabhutva, the just want to have or show their powerfulness. That is how influence and strength come, and these names are given. who checked Harsha's march into the Deccan. So what happened? Harshvardhan, he was a very powerful king, and there is a long story behind it. I'll tell you in the next coming question. So what happened? He came down. He has this northern part. He took all these areas, and he was not the eldest son. After the death of his father and his elder son, brother, he became the king of Thanesar. Then, because of some brother-in-law issues, he was also killed. Brother-in-law. That is how he came down, right? And Pulkeshin too stopped him from coming down. That is to infiltrate the Chalukya area. So, what is the name? Pulkeshin too stopped Harsha's Deccan march. Harsha was the ruler of Kannauj. Yes, exactly right. Why? Because this Kannauj was held by his brother-in-law. And this brother-in-law was killed by the Bengal rulers. And then he became the ruler of Kannauj by defeating those Bengals. Name the Kannauj ruler who was credited for performing Ashwamedha sacrifices several times. So who is the Kannauj ruler who was doing a lot of Ashwamedha sacrifices? You know, one thing I have to tell you, that this Ashwamedha sacrifice means a horse is sent, or he is freely allowed to move. Wherever he goes, whosoever stops him, he has to fight with the Ashwamedha Yagya king. Otherwise, he has to accept that, okay, we accept you are a king. But after that, this horse is killed. Bali di jati thi. He was killed. Okay. So this is not being told everywhere. But let me tell you, Ashwamedha sacrifice means killing of this horse, cutting of this horse, if the king is successful in this Ashwamedha sacrifice. That is why it is sacrifice. Right? Bali. So he was Harshavardhan. King Harshavardhan. You don't have to write Harsha. Harshavardhan. Chandragupta too led an expedition to Western India against. So he is Chandragupta too. He led an expedition to Western Indian against Shakas. Shakas, Chalukyas, Pallavas, all these are the regimes at that time. So Shakas was also, a dynasty, but Chandragupta too did it. So if you see the Western India, I am talking about this area. Let me show you in the map so that you remember. So this area we are talking about. Who wrote the biography of King Harshvardhana? Biography means if someone else writes about your life, and when you yourself write about your life, it's autobiography. They said there is a difference between a biography and a autobiography. So who wrote this? Banabhatta. Let me show you the picture of Banabhatta. He is Banabhatta. He was in Harshvardhan court, royal court. He was a very good poet, and he wrote the biography of King Harshvardhana, Banabhatta. Who was Banabhatta? I showed you the picture. He was a poet laureate in Harshvardhana court. Court means Raj Darbar. The Sabha was an assembly of. Now there are inscriptions in the Pallavas. We get a lot of information about Sabhas, like we have today association, trade unions, committees, groups. All these were Sabha only. These are Sabhas only. So the Sabha, this name was given specifically for the Brahmin landowners. So there are 3 Sabhas, I'll tell you later. But Sabha, specifically Sabha is the name of that committee, association. Those who were having land, they were big landowners, Zamindar, Bhuswami, but they were Brahmins also. They were Brahman landowners. That is Sabha. The association is Sabha. How did this Sabha function? So there is a big Sabha. They make subcommittees. That some subcommittee will go to irrigation work, some will look after the agriculture operations, some will take care of the making of roads, and some will look after the local temples, mandir. So if 50 people are there, 10 like this, and they will be assigned different work. Upsamiti, subcommittees. China is known for the invention of the technique of making. Now I'll give you an answer which you will not be, convinced. But if you see this book, the chapter, yes, that answer is wrong. So if you write silk, it's correct. There is no flaw. China is known for invention of making silk. Silkworm, they make a cocoon, and that cocoon is used as a raw silk to make very shiny, very smooth textured cloth, which is called as silk, resham. But in this chapter, the answer is not silk. You need to give the answer as, first let me tell you, China is a very good country. It's a big country. China has given a lot to the community, to the society, to the world, right? So there is one more thing in this chapter. It's being said paper. Invention of paper. Who did this? Kai Lun. He is Kai Lun. He made this technique of making paper, which is still used. Name the capital of Chalukyas. So let me tell you again. This is Chalukyas. Aihole. Aihole is the capital of Chalukyas. Ravikriti was the court poet of Pulkeshin II. I told you about who, in the second question only. So Ravikriti wrote everything about Pulkeshin II, so it's absolutely correct. He was very good poet also. What is the meaning of term genealogies? Genealogies has come from word genes. Genes means when people reproduce and then the next offsprings come, that is your children come. So if two people reproduce, who has come? Then though they have reproduced, who has come? So who are the ancestors who have come before you, who have come after you, or who have come after them, is the genealogy. That is the list of ancestors and list of successors. Why genealogies is very important in the study of history? Now let me tell you about the history. I'll give an example. Chandragupta. Who was his father? Who was his grandfather? Right? So we know that who was Sri Gupta? All these names I just told you. After the Samudragupta, this Chandragupta, Samudragupta has come. So history is all about dates. History is all about names. So it is important when we study history and discuss the rule of important dynasties, these genealogies becomes very important to learn, right? So this is what, if I took 17th question and I am doing the 18th question, 17th question is a history, right? Hari Sen Prashasti refers to the exploits of what? Let me show you here. He is Samudragupta and the person standing beside him is Hari Sen. Hari Sen. Hari Sen actually. His name is Hari Sen. So Hari Sen Prashasti refers to the exploits of Samudragupta. Samudragupta. Hari Sen was Mahabag Dandanayak, chief judicial officer, like we have judges today. He was Mahadandanayak. He was also peace and war minister. That is the one name will come. I'll just speak them. Hari Sena classifies the campaigns of Samudragupta in his Prashasti. It's absolutely correct. Hari Sen created everything about Samudragupta. That is how we know about Samudragupta right now. What he used to do, right? So this is absolutely correct. Name an Indian king who was known as musician king. I'll show you here. Now this Samudragupta was having a veena. He was playing veena. Samudragupta, musician king. Name the ruler who established diplomatic relations with China. Now you will be very close to answering this. If you go to Chalukya, Pallavas, you will not be finding them to have, because the distance between them and China is quite a lot. But the empire of Harsha is quite close. So Harshavardhana is the answer. What was Ur? So I told you about Sabha. Do you remember? So now I'll tell you what are the three kind of Sabhas that we came to know with with the evidence of inscriptions. Right? In inscriptions, it is being clearly said in the southern India part, the Sabha were called, what is the Sabha? The name for those Brahmins which were having big lands. Brahmins and having big lands, landowners. Then the second Sabha name is Ur. Landowners were there, but they were not Brahmins. Landowners, not Brahmins. Third one is Nagaram. And this is the Sabha for those who were traders, Vyapari, merchants. Okay, Ur. As I said, is village assembly, but you have to clearly specify that those landowners who were not Brahmins, though that assembly is called as Ur. For whom the title Maharaja is used for in Gupta record. So Sri Gupta, Ghatotkacha, these are the names. Name the capital of Gupta dynasty. So it's Patliputra. Here it is. It's Patliputra. Today's Patna, which is the capital of Bihar also today. So this is Gupta dynasty capital, Patliputra or Patna, right? Now this question I would request you to answer me. We are going to take further questions, but I expect the answer of this question so that you have understood what we have discussed up till now. What was the main reason for expansion of internal trade during the Gupta period? You can answer in a line, you can answer in word or 2-3 words. Okay. I hope you guys will try. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.